Hello and welcome back to the channel.
In this video, we'll talk about the story behind our song, Anthem of the People's Love. I'm Mark.
I'm Justin.
And we're My Loving Tiger.
We started this band 17 years ago. Now we're back.
To revisit, re-record, and re-release every song we've ever written.
So come and join us.
So what is this song about?
This song is about socialist realism, specifically the art movement. So when I wrote the lyrics to this song back in like 2007, 2008, in college, taking a lot of Russian history classes, and somehow, I don't know how we got on to the socialist realism movement. Maybe I saw it in a book or I saw some of the art somewhere or something like that. But we really dove into it, I remember. Like we just saw the art and then we were like, I think we just started like looking at all of this art and just being like, what is this? Why? Like, this is wild because it's so blatantly like propaganda.
Sure.
Like, there's no hiding it. Half the paintings have Lenin in them, Stalin's in them, like Lenin's carrying a log, like Stalin's surrounded by all these people that are presenting flowers to him, like stuff like that.
They're getting all of the crops pulled out in one go and they're just putting it on their shoulder.
And so I think that was kind of what we were like fascinated with. So I think that's what led to us like digging in deeper. The lyrics are like ironic and sort of like sarcastic, but then there's also just like presented in a like very dry sort of factual way of like what's actually happening. And so it was sort of supposed to be like, oh, that seems silly, or like, oh, that's funny, but then you're like, no, like,
but actually it's silencing people.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like the verses give you this sort of like ironic, sarcastic look at what's going on, and then the chorus is like telling you what's going on, what's actually going on.
Yeah, and I think that sort of like is, like you were saying before, you have the surface layer of socialist realism, which is like, wow, look at all these people being the heroes of the people, and, everyone is working for the common good. But then, like you say, you peel that layer back, and it's really about silencing.
Everyone's starving to death, like everyone is poor.
Right.
All of the money is not being distributed equally.
Right.
Like
dissent is punished.
Right. The repeating lyric is the paint me a hero, which is like twofold, like literally like paint me a hero because paintings.
Right.
And there's, like the athletic hero, the, governmental hero, the worker hero, and it's
the
like
big factory worker.
Right. Yeah. Like this is the perfect version hero of every sort of subset of society, and this is how everyone is, and this is how everyone should be.
Right.
But then they also use that then to be like, you are not being this, now you will be punished.
Right. Or like you're saying, people say like, well, paint me in a certain way, like paint on me this.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And so, then the other part of it is it's literal painting, but then it's also like paint me a hero. Like I'm the perfect worker.
Right.
That's sort of like the sort of like sarcastic look at it. I mean, we can go through it line by line or whatever. So the first line is the paint me a hero. And then it says it's only harmful to those whose stories ring so truthful.
Right.
So it's the idea of like the perfect man, the perfect worker, like there are these posters, these paintings, they're plastered everywhere. That's how like USSR is showing itself to the world. But it's only harmful to like the actual factory worker, the actual person in the field, the actual citizen.
Right. Because
it's just not true.
Right.
And as a result of that being promoted as what society is like, those people get no benefits.
Right.
They're being ignored. They're being used for their labor, and they're getting nothing out of it. So then the next line is trust the signal. It's only harmful to those who believe all the stories. So signal just means, I use that as like radio, like broadcast.
The message.
Yeah, I didn't want to say radio.
So it's metaphorical. Yeah.
And so, it's the idea of like the art, the news, the radio, everything is just being told to you this way. And, if you're buying all of those stories,
it's hurting you.
It's hurting you. And also like you thinking that these policies are helping you and you're believing all these stories, but they're not helping you, but you just are blindly believing the propaganda. Then we get to the chorus, and then this is the part I was talking about where it's just kind of like straight and dry. Like it's like, tell me the narrative filtered as a means to write the message. But it's write, R-I-G-H-T, not W-R-I-T-E.
Right. Yeah. In the chorus, you hid a homophone Drops down here, what's a homophone?
Definition.
You say write, like you corrected the message, but also write like you're writing the message. So it plays like we don't know, we're hearing it, we don't know which meaning do you mean.
Right. Tell me the narrative, and then you're like writing the message like, this is the narrative. It's a lie. Here it is.
Correct.
Or tell me the narrative filtered as a means to write the message, as in this is the truth, but now I'm going to filter it through the propaganda and correct
it.
the message.
Yeah.
So then it says, tell me the narrative again.
Yep.
And then it says, wrestled under thumbs to stop the thinkers.
Which is funny now that everyone does everything on their phones, because now it's a whole other level of wrestling under thumbs. But that was not a thing at that time.
No, it's two things. One, the idea of like how ridiculous it is to say wrestled.
Yeah, thumb wrestling.
In a song.
Yeah.
Not thumb wrestling, but just like saying wrestle.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's an awkward word.
Yeah.
I remember when we came back to the song and I was like writing the lyrics out, I was like, do I say wrestled?
Wrestled.
What a weird word to say.
How many songs have wrestled in them?
I don't know, but
Is this the only song in existence that has wrestled in it?
probably not, but it's probably not that many. And then, so yeah, it's just the idea of like the propaganda is just putting the thinker under their thumb because you're not allowed to have free thought.
Right. And now people wrestle thinkers with their thumbs all day long.
Yeah, on the internet.
On the internet.
Then we get to another verse, and it's paint me a hero again. And then it's icon for the average household with people strung out on the line. This one's a little murkier. The paint me a hero, and then it's like that hero is the icon for the average household, the icon of the government official, the icon of the average citizen. Like, this is who you should be. This is who you should look up to.
Yep.
And then the second half, it has to do with like, you're supposed to believe all this propaganda. You're supposed to do all that. Meanwhile, the government just has you strung out on the line. They're taking all your money.
Yep.
They're taking all your labor. They're taking everything you produce.
Yep.
And you're just out there hung out to dry.
Flapping in the wind.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's the idea of just like, this is the message. Believe all of this, and then you're just suffering. So then the chorus comes up again. It's a double chorus. The first half is the same, but the second half, the two
Subjects?
stanzas
Okay.
get meshed together, and it says, filtered as a means to stop the thinkers.
There's a lot of ways you could think of that. Like if you filter the information that people have, that changes their thinking. If you filter what people can learn about, it's like less words you can't even describe. That sort of thing. Did you have something specifically in mind?
Yeah, no, it's that, and then it's the idea of just like, if you are a thinker, if you have free thought, like, too bad. There's no way for you to get out of the situation that you're in.
Right.
You know, the nail that sticks up gets hammered down. And so that's all the lyrics.
It's kind of a short song.
It is a short song. It's 2 minutes and 12 seconds long.
Right. This song's on the record on Empires, which the whole record explores different facets of different governmental systems, economic systems, empires, corporations, and there's just one other way that we've explored that.
Sure. The first song, A Perspective on First World Ideals, deals with like capitalism and consumerism. And then Son of the East India Company is about empire building and, you know, the British Empire. So then there's Scenic Perestroika, Fanfare for the Apparatchik, which is a story about like me quitting a job and going back to a job. But it's also the idea of like a society that creates all of these workers that are basically just bureaucrats.
I was about to say bureaucratic.
That get absolutely nothing done and serving no function. I mean, the next song that is not out is called When We Were Nations.
Right.
It deals with the failures of the USSR in wartime.
I was going to say it's a war thing.
I guess this is what happens when you go to college as a history major and write a record at the same time.
Right.
So that's the story behind Anthem of the People's Love.
Comment below and let us know what you think this song is about.